Angela said, we're gonna ask folks to stay on mute and hold questions until the end of the presentation. I won't have the ability to look at the chat until then. So thank you all for being here. Again, my name is Harbhajan Khalsa. I am the Director for Dementia Capable Southern Arizona at Pima Council on Aging. And today we're going to do an overview of PCOA. Just a little bit about me. I have been at PCOA since 2018 in a variety of different capacities. And prior to that, I had my work was in behavioral health. I did a little bit of everything in behavioral health and was looking for a shift and was really interested in the aging population. And very interestingly, by accident, stumbled across PCOA, did not know what PCOA was. I didn't know what an area agency on aging was. And it has been really eye-opening over the last 7 years to learn about this type of work and be able to share it in the community. So first off, I will say I am recovering from a cold, and so I apologize if my voice gets a little bit hoarse or if I cough. I got a cold on vacation and now I'm in that recovery stage. But I did want to talk a little bit about PCOA. So our mission at PCOA is to promote dignity and respect for aging and to advocate for the independence in the lives of Pima County older adults and their families. We are a nonprofit and have been around since 1967. We are the designated Area Agency on Aging, or AAA, for Pima County, and I'll talk a little bit about what a AAA is in the slides to come. We are part of this statewide and national network of organizations serving older adults and family caregivers. We act as a service planner, coordinator, purchaser, provider, and advocate, and primarily we serve people over the age of 60. We aim to target those with the greatest economic and social need. We also do provide family caregiving services for people 60 and older, have some services for grandparents raising grandchildren, and in some cases are able to provide services for physically disabled people over the age of 18. We do have another organization under our umbrella, and that organization is Pima Care at Home. It's one of our subsidiaries. They provide short-term and long-term non-medical home care services to individuals and their family in their home. They provide personal care, homemaker services, companionship, and supervision. Their services are for all ages. They're funded through Altex MCO contracts and self-pay. So a little bit about AAAs. What is a AAA? Some folks might be familiar, others might not. A AAA, or Area Agency on Aging, is a designated organization that provides direct and contracted services to local communities to address the needs and concerns of older adults within their geographic area. These are a list of core AAA services. One thing I really like to note and let folks know is that no AAA is the same. So in Pima County, the way that we operate our AAA is very different than how it is done in Phoenix and in other areas. And it varies state to state. And so it is great that they're all different. And it can also be a challenge because I was providing care for my father who lived in Oregon, and I was trying to navigate the AAA system, and theirs is directly through the local government. And so it was very different than how we do things here. So I just like to let folks know that no AAA is the same. Some AAAs provide these core services in-house. Others contract with other organizations to provide them, and some do a mix. Here at PCOA, we do a mix. We provide some of these services in-house with our staff, and then other services we contract out with providers to do. And I'll go through a lot of these services on the slides to come. At PCOA, we aim to be the trusted source for information, assistance, and advocacy for older adults. We like to let folks know kind of the best ways to get in touch with us. We have a helpline. I will say with our helpline, we strive to answer live calls. These days, we are very busy and we are not always able to answer a live call. So if you leave a message or email us at help@pcoa.org, we will get back to you. We also have a lot of really wonderful resources on our website. And I like to note we have a publication called Never Too Late, which comes out every 2 months, and it has more in-depth information about the different service areas, classes, trainings, presentations that are coming up. We also have an annually updated guide to services that's available on our website that goes over different services that are available in Pima County from, home modification, home delivered meals, different types of services, transportation, all of that. So next, I am going to spend some time and go through a lot of our core services. I'm not necessarily going to be able to touch on everything in this hour, but I'll give you all a good overview of what we have. First up is our healthy living and wellness classes. We offer a variety of really wonderful healthy living classes, such as living well with chronic disease and living well with chronic pain. These are evidence-based programs that assist people to live their best life with conditions such as arthritis, COPD, mental health issues, and chronic pain, and they're offered on demand. We have an enhanced fitness program, which is an evidence-based exercise program that is 3 times a week. It is so much fun. We offer it, we have 1 virtual class and 9 community-based classes. And I will say I have attended an enhanced fitness class before, and it is so much fun. The instructors are so great, and it's such a wonderful sense of community. I really enjoyed it, and so I highly recommend that class as well. We also offer falls prevention. We have a Matter of Balance class, which is an award-winning falls prevention program that emphasizes practical strategies to minimize falls, tips for reducing fear of falls, and we offer these at multiple locations around town. All of this information on classes, what's happening when is available on our website, and you can also contact me. We have a program called Rights and Benefits, which assists protecting older adults' rights and assisting with access to benefits. We help screen older adults for and facilitate access to public benefits and affordable housing resources. We connect older adults with assistance, excuse me, for Social Security issues, veterans benefits, tenant rights, consumer rights, frauds, and scams. We also work very closely with Southern Arizona Legal Aid and other legal resources. We host a monthly workshop to explain Altex. Altex is Arizona Long-Term Care System. I really encourage folks to learn about Altex. It is a phenomenal resource. It is something that a lot of times folks don't understand, don't have all of the information for. So we offer monthly Altex workshops that go through what is Altex? How do I qualify? There are a lot of restrictions with Altex, such as financial, health, and so we go through that to help folks understand what benefits might be available for them. We also help with annual property tax credits. So we have wonderful staff and volunteers that help with that on an annual basis. We have a family caregiver support program, and we do a lot in this program. We offer one-on-one caregiver consultation where we provide information, referrals, problem solving, and end-of-life care planning. We have caregiver training where we offer topical workshops on skills training, which includes classroom instruction and hands-on practice. We have 11 in-person and virtual caregiver support groups across Pima County. We also are able to provide respite care for those who qualify. And respite care is time away for caregivers to meet their own needs. So somebody would come into the home, look after a loved one so that the caregiver could go take a nap, go to the doctor's office, get their hair cut, spend time with friends. This one is a needs-based. There typically is a wait list for this service. I like to let folks know that. But if you are interested or have questions about it, you can call our helpline and they'll be able to provide more information and do a screening to see if you qualify for respite services. Additionally, there is grandparents raising grandchildren. which offers support groups in partnership with Arizona Children's Association. Up next is my program, Dementia Capable Southern Arizona. Dementia Capable Southern Arizona, or DCSA, aims to provide services, dementia specialized supportive services to people living with dementia and their caregivers. We offer one-on-one support for those living with dementia and their caregivers through options counseling. We help folks through the entire dementia journey, whether you're just starting to notice signs or concerns of memory loss, or if you've been diagnosed with dementia for 5 years and now you're looking at end of life care planning and potentially moving to a memory care facility. We help folks with resources, referrals, information, and support. We offer dementia education. We have a wide menu of trainings that are available in person or online, such as Dementia Friends, which provides just a very fundamental understanding of dementia. What are the signs and symptoms? What's normal aging versus dementia? We have a Dementia 101, and then we have a lot more in-depth training for family caregivers and professionals that go through the disease progressions, with an emphasis on non-medical or non-pharmacological interventions that caregivers and professionals can use when working with someone with dementia. We also offer memory screenings. Memory screenings are non-diagnostic. It is a tool that is used to help folks understand where their memory is and also helps track their memory over time. These are available in person or over the phone in English or Spanish. They take about 5 to 10 minutes to complete, and it's a really useful tool to get an understanding on where your memory is today, seeing if there are any indications of concerns that you might need to speak with your doctor about. And you can also do them annually so you can track your memory and progression over time. And finally, we offer memory cafes. I'm going to share a brief video that we have that just goes over what memory cafes are. I think it's really helpful to kind of describe that for folks that may not be familiar with them. So bear with me while I get the video going.
Living with dementia can often lead to feelings of isolation, but there's a supportive community waiting to connect with you. Memory cafes are a hub bringing together individuals affected by dementia along with their loved ones and caregivers.
My husband was diagnosed with dementia during COVID. We were really isolated those years. We started going to memory cafes, and it was so refreshing to be around people in our situation who just got it.
At memory cafes, you'll experience creative sessions with artists, musicians, poets, and dancers.
They bring these songs from the 60s and the 50s. They don't even need to look at the lyrics. They know all those songs. They sang them every single day.
It's also a space to just unwind and chat with others.
I get in a happy mood. We especially enjoy the games, and it's fun to see his competitive side come out again.
Memory cafes are free, hosted monthly at multiple locations across Pima County. To learn more, visit these websites.
So that's just a video that we put together, excuse me, about memory cafes. They're a really wonderful space for folks living with dementia and their caregivers. You don't have to have a formal dementia diagnosis. You can be experiencing memory concerns. At this time, we offer, I believe, 7 memory cafes throughout Pima County, and we have plans to launch 2 additional Spanish bilingual memory cafes coming this winter. And so if you are interested in them or have questions, please feel free and let me know at the end. And we have a list of all of our cafes on our website as well. Additionally, we offer end-of-life care planning. So what this is we have one-on-one coaching available by phone or in person to help individuals understand their options, discuss wishes, and formalize end-of-life decisions. We also assist in family conversation facilitation to help families understand, support, and honor their loved ones' decisions. And we offer end-of-life presentations. On this slide, I usually like to share a story because oftentimes we kind of, at least for me, I have a vision of, what folks' end of life plans should be. And One of the things that I really like about the staff in this program is that we really work very closely with the individual to honor their wishes, not what their family thinks they should do, not what their spouse thinks they should do, but what they truly want for their end of life decisions. And so we had a story that really always hits home with me, and we had a client come to us for help completing his advanced directives. He was initially accompanied by his son. While completing the documents, there was some pressure from his son about completing a DNR, or do not resuscitate. And that really made the client withdraw because that wasn't something that he was comfortable with. So the meeting ended. They didn't finish all of the paperwork, and the staff had really noticed that the client had really kind of withdrawn with those conversations of a DNR. So after a second meeting in which his daughter came and she further pressured him to have a DNR, staff facilitated some mediation and really emphasized the client's right to choose. And in the end, he felt confident and empowered to say, no, I do not want a DNR. He took care of all of the other paperwork. And at the end, he left with feeling heard, respected, and empowered with his end of life decisions. So a lot of times it can be really difficult to have these conversations because you have spouses or children or family involved who really want you to do what they think is best. And at the end of the day, it is your life and it is your end of life care planning. And so we have staff that are so wonderful with helping facilitate these conversations. And they really help to educate not just the individual, but their families on the importance of this and the importance of choice. Up next, we have helping older adults to age in place. We offer in-home assistance. We can assist with bathing, housekeeping, along with grocery shopping, emergency alert, and respite care for family caregivers. I will say that this is a needs-based service. So we do currently have a wait list for our in-home assistance. We screen folks based on needs, which include financial needs, medical needs, falls, hospitalizations, etc., so that we can ensure that with the limited funding we have, we are serving those of the greatest need. We do also provide assistance if folks are interested in in-home assistance and have the financial means to pay for those services. We do connect them with a list of contracted in-home providers that we work with. We have the ability to provide home delivered meals. We offer 6 community lunch sites throughout Pima County where folks can go for socialization and a meal. We also offer home repair and adaptation based on funding, where we can assist lower income homeowners with minor cooler repairs, plumbing issues, ramps, and grab bars. Again, as you guys know, a lot of our services and funding are from government funds. And so some years we get more, some years we get less. And so while we do have these services, some years it's a little bit leaner. And I will say this year is a little bit leaner in our ability to provide these services. We still have them, but we do have wait lists for the majority of those services. We do have one new program, which is really exciting. This is a program through, it's called Aging Well at Home. It's an older adult modification grant program through the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD. The goal of Aging Well at Home is to enable older adults to remain in their homes through low cost, high impact modifications to reduce the risk of falls, improve general safety, increase accessibility, improve functional abilities, and age in place. And so with this program, we have, it's for older adults 62 and older. It's for low and very low income based on the area median income. The interesting part with this program is you do not have to own your home to be able to qualify. You can be in a rental or be a homeowner. If you are a renter, you do have to get signed permission from your landlord before we can do any modifications. We have an occupational therapist who provides an assessment to understand what the needs are and then make recommendations. And we are accepting referrals for this program. Excuse me, we're accepting referrals for this program. The grant started this year and it is a 3-year grant. So it's a really exciting opportunity. So if you are interested in this or know of anybody that might be, please feel free and reach out to me and I can connect you with the director for that program to get you more information. It's a really wonderful opportunity to provide some home modification because really our goal with a lot of our services is to help folks age in place as long as possible. We also help address social isolation and helping older adults age in place through a program called Neighbors Care Alliance. Neighbors Care Alliance is a really wonderful and unique program. It's an association of 21 community volunteer programs assisting older adults. It's the mindset and the mentality of neighbors helping neighbors. Services offered by program may include transportation, errands, shopping, and companionship. Each Neighbors Care Alliance is different. Some offer all of these services, others offer limited services. It is volunteer run, and we have more information about each of the different NCAs that are available in Pima County. I always like to add as well, if you're interested in starting a Neighbors Care Alliance, if you live in a neighborhood or a community that has a lot of folks that are really active and come together, please reach out to us. We are always looking to help get a new Neighbors Care Alliance program started. And we also have we have robust volunteer services. So separate from our Neighbors Care Alliance, we also are always looking for volunteers to help in a variety of ways. We have volunteers that help with memory cafes, as you just learned about. We have volunteers that help with our Medicare program and all kinds of different presentations, tabling events. So if you're interested in any type of volunteer opportunities, we're always looking for new volunteers and happy to discuss all of the different ways that you might be able to volunteer with us and kind of match you with a program or a department that would be a good fit for you. We have a really wonderful program called Medicare, State Health Insurance Assistance Program, or SHIP. This is a really phenomenal program. I am not a Medicare expert. I get lost every year with all of the changes in Medicare. If folks ask me questions about Medicare, I refer them right to our Medicare program because it is, as you all know, complex, complicated, and ever-changing. And a lot of times it's really hard to find impartial information because oftentimes you get connected to a broker who has an ulterior motive and is trying to get you to sign up with their program. What we offer is we offer one-on-one assistance with trained impartial counselors. These counselors are staff and really knowledgeable trained volunteers that can meet with folks one-on-one, go through every plan that they qualify for, provide unbiased information, impartial information about all of the plans so that you can then go home and make a truly informed decision about what Medicare plan is best for you. I think it's a really unique thing that we offer, and it's a really needed service because it is just getting more and more complicated each year that we have different changes with Medicare. We also offer in-person and virtual presentations twice a month at different community locations just to help folks understand Medicare. What is Medicare? What are the different plans? How do you qualify? How do you change it? If you've made one decision, go through all of that. And we have annual update trainings in the fall with open enrollment. Because as I was saying, things change every year. And so we offer a training that goes through all of the new changes with open enrollment. We also have Senior Medicare Patrol, which helps with fraud, scams, claims, and denials. So if you have any questions on those, you can always give our Medicare program a call and they'll be able to assist you with this. And finally, we have our long-term care ombudsman program. So what this is we have staff who we call them ombudsmen, and they advocate for residents of licensed long-term care facilities. They assist with assisted living and skilled nursing. Ombudsmen provide routine visits to facilities to talk to residents and to monitor the conditions of each facility. They provide safe and confidential ways for long-term care residents to voice concerns and complaints. They provide training, education to residents and facility staff. So this is a really wonderful service that we provide as well. We have a handful of ombudsman staff as well as some staff, some volunteers that are trained as ombudsmen who go out to these facilities and provide those visits, those checks to make sure that everything is on the up and up, that staff have the right level of training and support, and that their rights are being upheld and that they have the support that they need in their facility. And that is my last slide. I know it's a lot of information. I like to give a lot of time at the end for questions because I know it's a lot of information that we just went over. Usually when I do these presentations, it's about half an hour of presentation and then about half an hour of questions. So I wanted to make sure we had plenty of time for folks for any questions that anyone has.
Thanks so much. Before we get into questions, can I ask you a favor? If you would be willing to put your email address in the chat in case people have questions later that they come up with so they can ask you. We did have one question, and they may be different for different services, but somebody asked what the age is. And when they asked this, and I know you weren't even looking at the chat, but you happened to mention 62, and I think it was for the grant for the home modification was
Yes.
62.
Yes.
Somebody thought it was 60 for the other ones. What is the age requirement for the
Yes.
services?
So generally speaking, the age requirement for PCOA services, generally speaking, is 60. There are some grant-funded programs like our Aging Well in Place where there is that 62 threshold, but generally speaking, it is 60 and older. If there is a program that does have a specific age limit, like the Aging Well at Home, we will notify you. I will say most PCOA services are offered at no cost. There are some services that are fee-based. Our healthy living and wellness classes that I talked about at the beginning are living well with chronic disease, enhanced fitness, and falls prevention classes typically do have a cost associated, and oftentimes we do have scholarships available as well. But the majority of our other services are available at no cost to folks. Again, there are some small pockets that do have fees associated with them, and folks, when they call our helpline to be screened for services, they will go over that.
And then I'm gonna make another comment for
Yeah.
Budget. If you could look, I don't know if you're able to Google the website for where the community meals are offered and put that in the chat.
I
Um,
am pulling it up as we
okay,
speak. I
thank
am
you.
pulling that up. Yeah, of course.
So for those of you, my name is Angela. If you joined late, I know we had a couple people join a little late. I am with AARP. Thank you so much for joining us today. This presentation is being recorded, and we are going to be sending it out afterwards. So if you joined late, it's being recorded and you will be receiving this afterwards. So you'll be getting all the information because I see a couple people asking about that in there. So I see that you put the list in there. And you can take yourself off mute if you would like to ask a question, or you can ask it in the chat. So I see the one about the age in there we answered.
Yes, I put the information, Arlene. If you have specific questions about Medicare, I put the link to our Medicare page in the chat. You can give us a call, an email. There's a referral form. Our Medicare staff, I mean, all of our staff are great. I am biased because I really like working here, but our Medicare staff are really wonderful and very prompt, so they'll be able to touch base with you.
Yeah, and if you didn't know, Medicare open enrollment just started, so now is a great
Yes.
time to talk about the SHIP program. We just had their PCOA's Medicare staff just actually came out and did the Medicare presentation at the Tucson Information Center. We got great feedback. I've attended it before. I learned so much about Medicare, and all the different Medicare Advantage and the different Medicare options. It is very confusing and stuff. I was just reading too, because I know my mother-in-law signed up for one of the Medicare Advantage programs, based on the fact that the Medicare Advantage plan she was on was giving her like 90 some dollars in funds that she could use to buy healthy food at grocery stores. And then that got reduced her second year. But I was just reading that that is actually going to be going away because that was so expensive. So I need to text her so that she can also look at um, talking to somebody about what plan will be best for her. Um, do we have additional questions, comments?
I'm gonna put a link in the chat as well. I talked about our guide to services that we have, and so I just put that in the chat as well for folks. It's a good resource of additional services in Pima County. It goes through the services that we offer through PCOA as well as additional resources in Pima County, such as activities for older adults, DES office information, financial, home repair, housing, legal, meals and nutrition, safety and transportation. So there's a lot of really good information and resources in there. We do update this guide annually. So this is the 2025 version, and we'll be updating the 2026 one in a couple of months.
I'm trying to look on the computer screen.
Well, I'll include these links, Sharon. I know sometimes the chat, you can't save that. So we'll include these links in the email out that Angela will send so you guys can have the links that we've been talking about. Because I know it's hard to you're like trying to capture everything and save it. And so, yeah, Angela, we can just pull those links and include that in the presentation that'll get sent out.
And then I am also going to share a link just in case you were not aware of it. So I've been with AARP since January and I cover Southern Arizona. But I am not really sure how the emails get sent out. So AARP is a large national nonprofit. Um, but if you are ever curious about any AARP events, all of the Tucson, we have a bunch online, but they cover all of Southern Arizona. All the online events are free. And then we also have in-person events too. And that is the link you can go to register. And they're also all free. So feel free to go check that out and register. Um, James,
James.
I was going to call on you because you've been on my screen for so long, but I see your question in there. So go ahead.
Yes. So James, I am not a Medicare expert. I will never pretend to be one, and I never will be one. It is not a topic that is good for my brain, but speak with our Medicare staff. We will include that information. There's a link in the chat. But there's information to be able to speak directly one-on-one with our Medicare staff at PCOA, and they'll be able to go through those limits with you so that you can understand exactly what those limits are, what that means, so that way you have all of the information and knowledge that you need. Our Medicare staff can meet with you over the phone, over Zoom, or in one of our offices. So you can just let us know what's going to be best for you. But we'll get you that information so you can reach out to our Medicare staff. Does anyone else have any questions or comments this morning? Thank you all so much. Please feel free and reach out to me or to Angela if you have questions. If I don't have the answers, I will find the right human that has them and connect you with them. Please know that both PCOA and AARP are here as resources for you and your families. So do not hesitate to reach out to any one of us, and we will connect you with the right folks and get you the information that you need.
And then just a reminder that this was recorded and we will send out the recording with everything. So
Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful Friday. Enjoy the beautiful weather that we're having.
thank you.
Thank
Yes, there is a phone number. Let me grab you the phone number real fast. Um, I'll pop it in the chat in just 1 second. That is the number for the Tucson Information Center, 520-571-9884. And that office is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And again, it's 520-571-9884. And that's for AARP, the Tucson Information Center. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.